July 20th, 1944. A wooden conference hut in Hitler's military headquarters, and a briefcase, set carefully beneath a map-lined table, changes the course of World War II. Known as Operation Valkyrie, it was the German officers' desperate gamble to end tyranny from within, to stop Hitler, not by winning the war, but by killing their own leader. But who would dare try? And why did they almost succeed? Claus von Stauffenberg wasn't always a conspirator. An aristocratic army officer, he swore loyalty to Germany until the horrors of the Eastern Front and Hitler's war crimes pushed him to revolt. After being injured by an Allied airstrike, losing an eye, his right hand and 2 fingers, Stauffenberg returned to Berlin, a wounded soldier, now leading a conspiracy to assassinate the Führer. But Valkyrie wasn't just a code name. It was Berlin's real emergency plan. If chaos struck, the reserve army would take control, supposedly to protect the Nazi regime. Plotters twisted that plan. If Hitler died, they'd activate Valkyrie, seize government buildings, and arrest key Nazis, turning Hitler's own defenses against him. Now, in a secret meeting with fellow officers, Beck, Olbricht, Ludwig Beck, they laid the groundwork. Only one question remained. Who would plant the bomb? Stauffenberg volunteered. On July 20th, 1944, he carried a briefcase packed with explosives to the Wolf's Lair in East Prussia. Inside, the Nazi elite gathered: Keitel, Jodl, and at the head of the table, Adolf Hitler. With only half an hour to act, Stauffenberg excused himself to a side room. Shaking from his wounds, he snapped open the casing, set the British-made fuse, and slipped the charge into the briefcase. Returning to the meeting, he placed the case under the heavy oak table, inches from Hitler's legs, and excused himself in a rush, moments before devastation. At 12:42 p.m., the hut erupted. Flames, shrapnel, confusion. Papers flew through the air, splinters rained, bodies collapsed. Officers ran, screaming for help, but Hitler survived. By sheer luck or fate, a colonel had moved the briefcase an inch behind a table leg. The thick wood shielded Hitler from the worst of the blast. 4 died, but the dictator escaped with torn trousers and a ringing in his ears. Still, chaos erupted in Berlin. The conspirators, convinced Hitler was dead, activated Operation Valkyrie. Orders flashed to reserve units, arrest SS and Gestapo, seize the propaganda ministry, take control. For a few hours, it worked. Confusion spread, communications jammed. Some officers accepted the coup orders without question. But soon, rumors trickled through. Hitler was alive. Instead of toppling the regime, the plot unraveled. Loyalists arrested the conspirators one by one. Stauffenberg and his allies were lined up in the Berlin courtyard, executed by firing squad that very night. The Nazi response was brutal. Over 7,000 suspected plotters were arrested. Nearly 5,000 were executed, many by hanging, sometimes on piano wire, filmed for Hitler's personal viewing. These conspirators weren't saints. Many were career military men. Some had supported the Nazis early on, but by 1944, amid the ruins of a lost war, Nazi atrocities, and German cities ablaze, desperation had turned to action. Yet, despite failure, their courage echoes. Even in a regime built on fear, some risked everything to oppose evil. From within, one of the plotters, Henning von Tresckow, famously said, "A man's moral worth is established only at the point where he is ready to give up his life in defense of his convictions." So, what if they had succeeded? Would Germany have surrendered? Would millions of lives have been saved? Or would the Allies have swept inexorably to Berlin anyway? The answer haunts history. Operation Valkyrie was the Third Reich's closest brush with internal collapse. It exposed deep divisions, and for the briefest moment, the unthinkable seemed possible. Every July 20th, Germany marks the courage of those who resisted from within. A reminder that even under the most brutal dictatorship, there is always a choice. Next time you see the famous Briefcase bomb, remember, history often turns on the smallest details. An inch of wood, a trembling hand, a single act of defiance. And the question remains, in the face of horror, would you take a stand? We'll unravel more untold stories from deep inside World War II, right here